Hello and welcome to all of you across the world joining Tiabas's Adapt and Survive video interview series. It's a great pleasure to be joined today by ForwardKeys' new Director of Travel Retail, Marina Giuliano. Marina, a great pleasure to have you here. I'd like to begin, Marina, by asking you about your role. You've recently ascended into this position as a Director of Travel Retail at ForwardKeys. Amid some changes in the company. Can you just provide us with a bit of background as to how ForwardKeys' travel retail division is now functioning?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks a lot for having me today, Luke. Well, I'm in this new position starting from the beginning of the pandemic, so it was not maybe the perfect timing, but for sure it's a crucial, it has been a crucial moment for the travel retail industry. And I'm responsible to drive the commercial strategy and to help bringing innovation to our products, our product strategy. This year, what happened at ForwardKeys is that we are focusing more and more on travel retail, on this division. So we decided to focus on three main aspects. First of all, we decided to strengthen the organization of the travel retail division, and this is because we think that it's key to work very, very close to our clients, and above all, in a moment like this where there's priorities had to change, we wanted to be much more flexible in the way we serve them with our team. So this has been the first main focus, but it's not only about this, it's also about choosing the right partners. So as you know, this year the aviation industry has been very volatile. So getting and having the right data, well, it's been of course the result of a big work, a huge work. Having good partners has helped out a lot. An example of this is our recent partnership with OAG. So this has been also a key point and topic for the company, for the entire company in a period that has been so volatile like this. And finally, what has been very important also, when it's a big focus again, has been our bringing in innovation in our product strategy. This has been crucial, and we worked a lot with our clients, with our partners, asking their feedback, because we wanted to really answer their questions, their new questions. So it's been a constant work, and above all with our new, the most recent products, such as Traveler Statistics Dashboard or the Chinese Shopper Tracker. Here again, we have worked a lot, very close to our clients, in order to provide them with those answers that can help them in this specific and peculiar moment.
And you mentioned the Traveller Statistics Dashboard. I know that ForwardKeys has been doing quite a lot of work on developing that platform over the past few months, and indeed continues to do so. Indeed, in line with the Chinese traveller intelligence side of things. Just bring us up to date on some of the projects that you're working on with regard to that platform. What newness are you bringing to it, and what can it offer clients?
Yeah, well, these are two key projects for us. Traveler Statistics is a platform that, well, it's a really powerful platform because it has always provided the possibility, the chance to monitor global traffic at airports and terminals worldwide, and monitor the nationalities. So it's always been a very powerful tool. What we worked at during the latest months has been to launch new forecasts. This, of course, has been the result of a need coming from the industry, who is asking to have a clear view about when the recovery is going to happen, and they're asking for our help. So for this reason, of course, the industry can't compare anymore the situation that was pre-COVID. So historical data, historical knowledge somehow is not a reference anymore. And that's for this reason that we worked on new forecasts, meaning that we have to apply a completely different kind of intelligence with respect to our previous forecast pre-COVID. And this is a key. It's been key to help our partners and let them understand where the recovery is happening first and what can be the expectations. So for sure, new forecast has been a key demand from the industry, but another key request has been to being helped to better understand the Chinese domestic market, because of course, as we all know, the recovery is happening there first. So it's where with our data we always help with travel traffic data, but starting from this year, we launched a brand new product that instead of looking only at traffic data, is looking at how Chinese are spending their money when they travel to Hainan. So Hainan, of course, has been a big it's the major interest at the moment for many companies. So being able to look at how the Chinese spending profile is changing before and after the pandemic is our way to help understand how the travel audiences are changing and how the consumer above all is changing. And here the latest development has been that we are now able to look even more than in the past at some key insights, such as, for example, category information. What are the key categories? We know that there are new categories now allowed in duty free, so it's going to be a tool, instrumental to better understand what the expectations can be in terms of potential and opportunity in Hainan. So this is for sure it's one of the latest enhancements that we did, and that it's going to be important for the months to come, because we know that the opportunity in Hainan is not going to end any soon. From on the contrary, is a big and long-term opportunity. But it's not only Hainan, actually, it's also, for example, we know that at the moment it's very important to look at destinations like Macau. Macau is, for example, another destination that we can monitor through our Chinese shopper tracker. So it's even more than Hainan, I would say.
Okay. Let's move to the here and now, Marina. Obviously, we've seen positive developments in recent weeks regarding the emergence of vaccines from Pfizer and BioNTech. And obviously, this has given some cause for optimism. Certainly in the UK, we're looking forward to that and rollout around Christmas or so. We're led to believe. In the meantime, the quarantines and travel restrictions continue at the expense of mass testing, which is obviously what the global aviation industry has been calling on for quite some time. In the meantime, of course, as well, we have the emergence of these so-called travel bubbles, the most recent being the route from Hong Kong to Singapore, and we know that that's been suspended now. So my question, I guess, is, the situation's changing all the time. We're in a precarious situation at the moment with regards to these new sets of rules and regulations coming out from countries, and indeed the emergence of the travel bubbles. Are these travel bubbles an effective solution, do you think, at this point, in terms of paving the way to a return to mass travel until a vaccine is rolled out?
Yes, absolutely. I think, well, our data has demonstrated that as soon as a travel bubble has been announced, there has been a double-digit growth in terms of searches for travel and also in terms of bookings. So for sure, even if the vaccine has not been rolled out yet, this is for sure a good way to make travel happening again. And think, for example, at the travel corridor between Russia and Turkey. This was a success because if we looked at Russia is a very key source market for Turkey, for example, and during the summer due to the pandemic, there was a big decrease in arrivals, of course. But as soon as the travel corridor was started at the beginning of August, well, immediately both the searches and the arrivals really surged, and we have data demonstrating that from if we look at the period from August the 10th till September the 13th, there was a plus 20% of arrivals from Russia to Turkey during the period, so compared to the previous year. So this is for sure an example. And also the other example that you were mentioning about Singapore, Hong Kong, that was a key one, because also there, despite we know that it's been suspended for the moment being, it has showed immediately really a surge in bookings, a surge in flight searches. So it's been very clear the efficiency of the bubbles. Of course, like Hong Kong, the travel bubble from Hong Kong, Singapore has shown to us, we need to expect changes. This can't. It is not the only solution. We need to be flexible, and I'm sure that governments, their role and also their alignment among governments will be pivotal for resuming travel, because if travelers feel secure, if they feel that there are the good health regulations, they will come back. And of course, we all wait for the vaccine, but even before that, with good regulations, better testing policies, and more travel bubbles that we could expect in 2021, this will help for sure travel and the travel retail industry.
I want to turn now to Hainan. Obviously, we've seen the booming sales in recent months, particularly during Golden Week. The astronomical rise there, 150% to sort of 155 million over that 8-day holiday period. Looking ahead to the New Year period, and indeed Chinese New Year into February next year, what are you seeing at the moment in terms of your data as to the appetite for travel and spending? Is there any early indications that you're getting that there's some really interesting elements in terms of the way people are intending to travel and ultimately spend?
Well, we can certainly see that for the Chinese New Year, Hainan is the top destination. It's followed by, in terms of how advanced are the bookings, we have Hainan, Beijing, and Guangdong. So it's we can see that Hainan, it's again the destination, but not only, it's not only for the Chinese New Year, because we were looking also at the data for the calendar New Year, so at the end of December, beginning of January. And again, from Hainan, we can see that we can see a positive trend. And if we can already see that there are some areas from China where travelers to Hainan are booking from. So, well, the top one is the Shandong province. and it's followed by Shanghai. So these are some previous findings that we can see looking at our air traffic data. Um, and if we look at the new year, so looking at the end of the year, now what we can see is that Beijing, in terms of domestic destinations, is the key one. The only destinations in terms of first tier cities that is suffering, lagging behind compared with last year is Shanghai. And we feel that we think that this is due to the recent COVID cases. So the destination may not be felt such a secure. So may raise some concerns from travelers. So overall, a positive picture. I'm afraid that I can't share a lot more. But we have, at least not for the moment, we have a webinar at our China Express session on the 16th of December. So make sure that you join, and we will share for sure more insights on that occasion.
And I'm sure many of our viewers will be interested in that, Marina. Obviously, around the world, global airports have been rocked by this crisis. We're talking about a 60% drop in revenues. Certainly, ACI pointed to that year end. Obviously, this has also turned upside down the dynamics of transfer and direct traffic in a way that has impacted quite substantially the global standings of many airports. We've seen Heathrow lose its status as busiest airport to Charles de Gaulle in the past month or so. So my question really is the status or definition of a global airport hub changing? And is there any interesting data that points to that? For instance, in the Middle East, in terms of that mixture of transfer and direct traffic that is fundamentally altering the mechanics of what constitutes a global airport hub?
Yeah, absolutely. We have data. Well, first of all, we need to think that the landscape of air travel is really changing. There are more and more people who are choosing to travel from point to point, so directly without transferring. And this, of course, is affecting the major hubs and the retailers and brands that are at these major hubs. So for sure, we have some examples. So we could see, well, Istanbul, for example, we can see that the tickets for direct flights, they are absolutely, I mean, they're rising and on a much faster way than the tickets for connecting flights. So it's this is visible not only for Istanbul but also for Dubai. If we look at Dubai, it's even more clear that despite there is a rise of travel at the airport, we can see that if we look at connecting flights, we have reached the 40% of last year's levels. While if we look at connecting flights or transfers, there we are still neither at 20% of last year's levels. So it's clear that there is a challenge, a major challenge for brands also and retailers to rethink their strategies and to rethink the importance also of domestic airports. And we can already see that there are brands that are opening stores for the first time in domestic Chinese airports, also at domestic terminals. This is new. It's a recent phenomenon that, of course, goes along the lines of the fact that if it changes the travelers in terms of not only of volumes but also the quality. Quality in terms also the time spent, because of course a traveler who is taking a direct flight will have less time to spend at the airport. So there is where it's really needed to look at the data and understand where to invest, reinvest in a completely new way with respect to the past.
And very much on that thread, Marina, if anything, this crisis has taught brands, retailers, airports, airlines, cruise operators the importance of having a data-first strategy, and indeed a China strategy. This is what's been spoken about in our internal circles for a number of months now. How is ForwardKeys setting itself apart in those elements? So a China strategy and a data-driven strategy, first and foremost, and how will that influence your plans moving into next year?
Well, I think that the answer is that we continuously innovate. We are always changing, innovate, and above all involving clients, understanding what their needs are. It's very important for us, the flexibility and the agility. It's one of our core value to be able to adapt to an evolving market situation that for sure requires a lot of flexibility, new ideas continuously, new algorithms. So we, of course, we use the help of our clients and partners and also the internal staff. We have different backgrounds within ForwardKeys, from experts in travel, retail, but also data scientists who can really help us to understand and use the data and help us to help our clients to use the data in the proper way, because it will be key for 2021 to be able to make decisions based on data. So I believe, yes, that reinventing ourselves continuously is has been the key, and we will work like this. I believe for the 2021 for sure. It's going to be crucial to be able to adapt to our clients' needs.
Marina Giuliano, thank you for speaking to TR Business today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to you.